Good morning. My name is Willie Briscoe. I serve at North Coast Calvary Chapel through the Ministry of Hope Leadership Academy, helping inner city kids with no fathers in their home, and we look to bridge that gap between them and their father. This morning, Monday morning, I get the opportunity to share Psalms 31, a psalm of David. I love this psalm. It's a roller coaster, a lot like the roller coasters of life, and whenever I have a challenge, I find myself in the Psalms just being honest with God, like David is honest with God, and he can take it because his shoulders are big enough. I love the psalm. It starts out with David saying, Lord, I seek refuge in you. Let me never be disgraced. And the theme of this psalm is trust. That's the main word. It's probably referenced half a dozen times throughout this. And I love the way the psalm goes. It starts out with a lot of me and them in the first 10 to 12 verses. It's a lot of conversation about his enemies and about himself. And then at the middle of the psalm, almost a little bit more than the middle of the psalm, he changes and he says, but I trust in you, Lord. I say you are my God. And you'll see from this part on that David's focus is going to be mostly on God. Charles Spurgeon said about this song, he said, the dedication to the chief musician proves that this song of mingled measures and alternate strains of grief and woe was intended for public singing, and thus a death blow is given to the notion that nothing but praises should be sung. We have no definite marking place in David's life for this psalm because he was so often in trouble. It resonates with deep and personal trust in God in the depths of difficulty. I didn't memorize that. You can Google it yourself. But I love that idea that David would just reach out to the Lord and be honest with him, and that he would have to really grab a hold of his faith in God and trust. We're going to a crazy week this week. We get to vote. We have family stuff. We got work stuff. We got a roller coaster week. I'm going to encourage you, like David, to keep your focus on the Lord. The anchor verse here, verse 24, says, be strong and let your heart be courageous, all you who put your hope or trust in the Lord. My encouragement for you this week is, regardless of who you're voting for, regardless of the incidents that happen in your work life, in your family life, medical decisions, I encourage you to find yourself like David, being honest with the Lord, and at the same time bringing your challenges, bringing your woes, bringing your concerns to him. But I would encourage you, this most importantly, is to, as David is doing self-talk, is to do God's self-talk. Don't listen to yourself, but do God's self-talk. Talk yourself into believing who your Lord and your Savior is. He's faithful, he's 100% accurate, and he's able to overcome any obstacles that we have going on. We don't look to humans or presidents or politicians to answer our problems. They're just mediators to do the work of the Lord. So I encourage you to, as David roller coastered through this psalm, or the psalmist roller coastered through this psalm, he ended with a period, a strong period, and that period is, be strong and let your heart be courageous, all you who put your hope in the Lord. Go out and vote. Go out and serve. Most importantly, keep your faith and your trust in God and pray that his will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Have a great Monday and a great week. From North Coast Calvary Chapel, God bless. Bye-bye.